BackRack headache racks are an inexpensive ladder rack option that affords you many mounting options for ladders, light brackets, and several other helpful attachments. Most BackRack products do not require any drilling or permanent modification to your truck, and toolbox brackets allow wing-style toolboxes to integrate into the rack as well. This installation is going to be performed on a 2004 Ford F-150. Different model trucks may have different installation procedures. The first step to construction of your back rack is mounting the stake pocket bolts. Thread the square nut onto the short end of the bolt as far as the threads allow, then drop the bolt into your stake pocket. Position the short end of the bolt so the threads are sticking through the hole in the side wall of your stake pockets. The two stake pocket bolts are specific to either side of your truck, so make sure the long end of the bolts are positioned vertically at the back edge of each pocket. Using a 1/2-inch nut and standard washer, fully tighten the stake pocket bolt so the stud is at the rear of the stake pocket. This installation requires a spacer plate to level the window guard on the truck bed. This plate drops over the exposed threads and is wedged in place with a welded post. Next, the rail plate gets dropped over the spacer and should tuck in against the inner edge of your bed rail. The rail plates are specific to each side of the truck, so be sure the pre-drilled holes line up correctly and the plate is just about bumped up against the cab of your truck. The next step is attaching the rail mount brackets to the main back rack frame. The rail mount brackets fasten from underneath the frame and are tightened in place using a carriage bolt, standard washer, and locking nut. Do not fully tighten the locking nut to allow for minor adjustments later on in the installation. Repeat this process for the other rail mount bracket. With the spacers and rail plates in place, you can lift and place the entire cab guard assembly onto the stake pocket bolts. With the bolts protruding through the rail mount brackets, use a washer and locking nut on each side of your bed to fasten the rack to your bed rails. Do not over-tighten the rail mount bracket bolts, as this can cause damage to your bed rails as well as the rack itself. To finalize your installation, adjust the cab guard so it is centered on your truck, then tighten the carriage bolts attaching the main body of the rack to the rail mount brackets to secure the rack in place. If you are mounting any attachments to your rack, you may need to remove the small plastic caps towards the top of the uprights. A sturdy shake of the rack should yield little to no play in the uprights. If you have any questions about BackRack products or installation procedure, give us a call at 1-800-272-5362 or visit us online at rackwarehouse.com.